2010 is a real transition year for us, so we've stuck to the plan that we created in October, November last year. But we're sticking to our netting through 2010, and the first quarter this year, in fact the first half this year, have demonstrated that we think we've pretty much got it right.
We're quite fortunate really because Minister Tony Ryall is restructuring the health sector. He wants to make significant savings in the back office processing so he can shift that money to the front line and have more operations and things. We're very confident we can help him do that. So we see it as quite an exciting time and full of opportunity really. So we're very optimistic about the rest of the year.
I think there's huge opportunities for the software sector in New Zealand. It's massive. We do fantastic things with software. Everything from Weta workshops at the very public and open end around what they do with animation and that sort of thing, right through to some very smart business software solutions.
I say reach for the sky because at least you get off the ground. You may fail, but you're off the ground, and so you've got to set aspirational goals.
My vision, and we're well on track to doing this, is very much to make New Zealand essentially the linkage between the commoditised developing world, where there is a lot of activity going on in software on large scales. This is India, there's China, there's the Philippines, there is Eastern Europe, there's all sorts of places. It'll probably be Africa next.
One of the things that came out of 2009 is how do we get scale? Well, in New Zealand that's challenging. We have to work with the small independent software developers because, frankly, they're the guys and the girls that have got the good ideas. What they don't have is scale and channels to market.
But what I really want to see is a really sustainable, large-scale business that's just an asset for the country. It's a great labour pool, and it's not just about people working for HP. I'm quite excited by the fact that we're growing the labour force in New Zealand and diversifying it so that other players can tap into it.
And one of the hardest things to do is get a vision out of your head and into some form that other people can understand and get excited about. And I'm very poor at it, by the way. I'm hopeless at taking my vision and explaining it to people in ways they can understand. And I struggle with it, but I do it.
The one thing you learn very quickly is being happy to, or being accepting to ask hard questions, or questions, not having an ego or anything that would suggest that you've got the right answer to everything. So in New Zealand, there's a lot of people you can go to for counsel. A lot of people will give advice if you ask.
Every time a door closes, you sort of go, well, am I wrong? Have we not got a solution here that people want? And all you have to do with every knockback, I find, is just sit back and say, let's just check out what we're doing and make sure that we haven't gone down the wrong path and that we're not doing something silly. Yes, a whole bunch of doors have just closed in front of us, but are there other opportunities that we haven't investigated?
Even if there's no growth, there still must be opportunities to optimise processes and refine things and take inefficiencies out of systems.
If you want a return from everything you're doing, you have to inspire your staff, because the only thing you get an infinite return from is attitude. And if your staff are inspired, if your shareholders are inspired, the rest becomes relatively easy. It's about execution.
Technology keeps changing, so there's really no end to it.